Good morning, guys. Happy coffee talk. Coffee today is in this really cool, like, owl mug. I got this mug a couple of years ago. I was coaching some friends in a weightlifting meet in Savannah, Georgia. And on River Street, they sell these, like, amazing sugar pralines. I don't, if you've never had these, this might be like the best ever dessert treat. They're like, I don't even know. People from the South, you know what they are. I think what they do is they take sugar, because I tried to make them once, and it's almost like a similar process to how they make caramel. And so you just cook the sugar, and then ultimately they put pralines in there, and then like the nuts. I think praline's the name of the cookie. I don't know. They put the nuts in there, and then they let it cool, and it turns into this cookie that melts in your mouth, or candy or something. It's incredible. So, anyways, pralines and this amazing mug are what I had in Savannah, Georgia. And I'm drinking the Valhalla coffee. It's super good. Quick reminder before we jump into the coffee talk message is, you know it, the January reset's happening in Fit Me. We want you to be a part of it. You can join for free all month. So you only need to do a minimum of 7 days to complete the reset. But if you want to do the whole month, you can. There's 10 things to choose from on the reset. So you can pick which one works for you. It doesn't have to be the same as what I picked. And again, you don't have to do it the same as anybody else. I've had actually a couple people modify it all together and just do their own like version of what I wrote. And I love that, because at the end of the day, it's what works for you. Might not be the exact same thing that works for me, but if you're committed to making progress and you actually stick to it, that's what I want. And the reset's a good kick in the pants. It's totally for free. And again, you can join all month. So I'm going to put the link in the comments, a link in the show notes. And so join me. It's really fun. So anywho, we're going to be doing free programs, games, and challenges in the Fit Me Facebook group pretty much from now until forever. So if you want to take advantage of those free things, join the Facebook group. That's where it's all happening, or go to the link and then that'll direct you to the group. So let me talk to you today about finding your squad goals. A couple of weeks ago, I had this sort of troll, and I talked to you about it a little bit on this podcast, but I had this kind of troll guy basically tell me that unless you eat like perfectly organic, unless you are in really good shape, like perfect shape, unless you are willing to, be at this dude's level, then you might as well just give up, because he is the epitome of nutrition. He was just giving me a lot of crap because I was using a McCormick seasoning blend on my chicken thighs that I cooked in the air fryer. And he was telling me how terrible that seasoning blend is, and that I must not know anything about nutrition, nothing about fitness, nothing about anything, because I was recommending the seasoning blend. So it was kind of crazy. Like, just because I told him, I wasn't trying to argue with this dude on the internet, but I was like, hey, I'm not in the business of perfect. I'm actually in I want people to make small incremental steps forward. I mean, kind of like we talked about on yesterday's podcast episode, it's like what you do every day. That's what adds up. That's what matters. And it doesn't have to go from kind of all over the place to perfect. In fact, just meaningful steps in the right direction are what you need to do. So I was saying that to him. And then in the course of saying that, I actually told him, I said, listen, I'm on team not perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. My body's not perfect. My nutrition is not perfect. My life's not perfect. My muscles aren't perfect. My body fat percentage is not perfect. My seasoning blends are not perfect. I'm on team not perfect. And I don't think he liked that response. I mean, it wasn't going well. Let's just say we weren't going to see eye to eye, and that's okay. And at the end of the day, I was really grateful for this interaction, because team not perfect felt all of a sudden like my squad. I'm like, oh, I know who I belong with. I belong with the people who, whose kitchen looks like a mess sometimes. I belong with the people who, spill food on their clothes sometimes. I belong with the people whose bodies have been broken from life or who have surgery. I'm with the people who have stretch marks, who are making it work, who have little kids at home or a busy job. I'm with the people who might not be able to fit in the 90-minute, high intensity class, but can maybe squeeze in a 20-minute walk. Like, I am 1000% on team not perfect. And I'm so grateful to be surrounded with women who are resilient, who are real, and who are reliable. Those are actually the Fit Me values, by the way. resiliency, reliability, and realness. And all of those together, to me, are about being on team not perfect. And it doesn't mean that we can't be awesome or better than yesterday or inspiring or helpful or fit or healthy or strong or all of those things. We can be all of those things, but I'll tell you one thing for sure, I'm not going to be perfect. Absolutely not. And so I want you to think about like what it is that, who's your squad? Like, are you on team not perfect with me? Have you found people who you're like, yeah, I get it. Like, this is the version of fitness I want to pursue. If you're listening to this, I'm guessing that you want to feel healthy. You want to be fit. I'm sure that's how you found me. I'm ultimately a fitness and nutrition coach. Yes, I'm a coach, and I talk about mindset things too. But at the end of the day, my passion is helping people change their bodies for the better so they can feel their best and live their best life. And so if we are able to do that with changing our food, with changing how we move and exercise, that is what I am an expert in. But there are a million zillion experts in exercise and nutrition, like a million. So why this one? Maybe for some reason this resonates with you, this whole like not perfect concept. And then you've seen yourself in it and you're like, I can pursue this version of fitness, the one that doesn't necessitate that I have to eat every single thing organic or work out perfectly. I can pursue that. I can do it. That's what I can do. So if you can find your version, and maybe, you know what? Versions can change in different seasons. I remember when I first started CrossFit, and I love it so much. I still love CrossFit, but I loved it so much when I first started. And the version of like my squad then was sort of this group of people who were really trying to get better at CrossFit. Everybody was jazzed about doing pull-ups. Everybody was jazzed about getting a muscle up. Everybody was excited about doing a power clean. All of that excitement was around, you know, acquiring those CrossFit skills and getting better. And it felt like I had a squad. I was like, oh, this is my version of fitness. People are going to show up and be super busted and, you know, tired and their hands are torn and all of that. That was my squad. But I needed people to pursue that version of fitness with. People made it fun. People made it better. I'm still friends with all those people because I still do CrossFit sometimes. It's still fun. But what about you? You need people too. You need a squad. You need people to relate to, people to laugh with, people to push you, people to say, this is the next thing. This is the next thing you need if you're going to feel X, Y, and Z, or if you're going to do it. Do you have that? Today's Coffee Talk episode is short and sweet. It's about finding your squad and then giving inside of that squad. It's not about taking. You are going to, you know, obviously receive the benefits of being surrounded with people. But if you can find your squad and then you can give inside of it, whew, that's magical. I bet that's not what you thought I was going to say either. Find your squad and people who are like you and you're going to be better happily ever after. Yes, that's true. But what if you find your squad and then you get to give and help people inside of it? Now you have purpose. Now you are connected with others in a way that, like, man, it compels you to keep going. It's very, very powerful. And so whether you're on Team Not Perfect, which you might be because you're listening to this, and if you are, I would love for you to screen capture this episode, tag me and tag Team Not Perfect. That would make me super happy because I would love to see if you feel like you're on that with me. But if you have a different squad, if you're like, man, I love my boot camp peeps, tag them, tell them, say, hey, I friggin' love you guys. And then think about how you can show up for them. Just being a part of that squad helps you. So how can you show up for them? Maybe you can put something together for fun after a class once. Maybe you can start a text thread that gets everybody there on time. You know, who knows what it is, but how can you show up for that squad? And I'm telling you, it's going to pay off for you. It's so crazy how that works. So that is my coffee talk message to wrap up the week. Find your squad. Find your people, give inside of that group, know that your squad can change in different seasons, but ultimately pursuing being healthier, being fitter, taking better care of yourself is so much easier with people. It's so much harder on your own, and you don't have to do it on your own. I don't know anybody who does. I've been coaching nutrition and fitness for 10 years, and I know almost nobody who makes these changes solo. Not saying it's not possible, I'm just telling you based off of experience. So find your people, give inside of that group. Obviously, you're going to receive, and then move forward with them. It's so powerful and enjoyable. People to laugh with, people to cry with, all of those things. So, like I said, Coffee Talk is short and sweet today. I hope this was a good message. Again, if it was, do me a huge favor, screen capture and tag me, especially if you're on Team Not Perfect. I want to see who else feels like that is them, if this is the squad for you, pursuing life the absolute very best that you can, trying to take care of yourself, be healthier, one doable step at a time. That's Team Not Perfect. And so hopefully, again, this was a helpful episode for you. And thanks so much for listening. It means so much to me. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Fit Me Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. And if you're not a part of our Facebook group, all of the actions happening in there, the free programs, games, and challenges all year in Fit Me Facebook group. So come on over, look for Fit Me Community on Facebook, request to join the group, and I will add you. I hope to see you over there. Take care. Bye.